response to that.
Yeah. So, in your opening remarks, you talked about racist thuggery, which brings me on to my next point of talking about Ballymena and Ballymena in particular. There's some of the violence in Ballymena, any violence and all violence in Ballymena was wrong, but there's an element of that was underlying tensions, and on the night the police contributed to that starting by the way they handled the blocking of Harryville Bridge. I have raised this with Bobby Singleton, I have raised this with the new commander. They're very well aware of my concerns on that. The large majority of people, there's only a small minority of people who were in Ballymena at night to cause trouble, but yet the PSNI come out with this messaging that the whole thing was racist and racist thuggery. It was far right. It allowed labels to be applied. I think from the policing perspective that should be deeply misleading, deeply regrettable, and that's what ensured violence happened for a number of nights after that. And I know my colleague here is puffing and blowing behind me, but that's my lived experience. That's the lived experience of my community in Ballymena, where the Roma community came in, basically took over Clonavon. People didn't feel safe to go down into Clonavon. Ghettos were allowed to, bed in. This was on the doorstep of the police station. Local people felt as if they were marginalised. Local people felt forgotten about. And I don't see any lovely glossy brochures on any of that. Where the problem was, and we'll talk about it in the next point as well, where integration simply did not happen with that community.
I think that's actually a really good point, Timothy. I think we could pick that up, the integration piece with the departmental officials. Have you got one more? Because I'm conscious that other people need to come in.
Yeah. My final thing would be, I want a police service that's fit for purpose, that's properly resourced, and people get positions based on merit, not because of they're Catholic, they're Protestant, they're a type of colour. We need to get back to have a fit for purpose police service, not one captured, which is what's being presented in front of us here today. And I have serious reservations. It smacks a stonewall if that's where the police are headed when this is what you bring in front of the committee. And I know I'll probably get no support in this room here today, but I would feel as if I'm letting my community down if I didn't come in and give you my honest thoughts on that.
Okay, well, you've put them on the record, Timothy. Thank you. Sinead, online, please.